Well, staying with the lower chamber, a joint committee of the House is to appraise the possible diplomatic and economic implications of Morocco being admitted to join the economic community of West African states and how it will affect Nigeria. This resolution follows the consideration of a motion on the matter sponsored by Representative Bosun Oladele and 5 other lawmakers. According to them, admitting Morocco into the regional group could adversely affect the economy of Nigeria and the region in general. Away from the National Assembly, Nigeria teachers today joined their counterparts around the world to mark the annual Teachers' Day. Across the state of the country, however, echoes of poor welfare, unpaid salaries, poor teaching and learning infrastructure, insecurity, among others, were major talking points.
All over the world, it's all about teachers. And here in Nigeria, activities are put in place to mark this day.
Effective 25th of this month, you will see an additional alert in your alert.
It's different strokes for different folks across the country, for those seen as the foundation builders. In Imo State, southeast Nigeria, teachers from the 27 local government areas of the state gather at the Hero Square in Owerri, demanding a better welfare in primary and post-primary education, which includes the restoration of the 30% slash on teachers' salaries since 2016, promotion of teachers, non-recruitment of teachers in the state, liquidation of salary arrears, shortfall, unpaid arrears of leave allowances, amongst others.
Profession has been dehumanized, that most people only see it as an alternative to a means of making livelihood.
In the North Central and in Plateau State, teachers want the reinstatement of the scrapped teachers' colleges of education across the country.
Where you have almost 200 students or you have 1,000 students, and you discover that the teachers that are supposed to have these students are so inadequate.
Also from the north and in Kaduna State, solidarity songs take the air as the teachers demand better salaries and improvement on their welfare packages. The Kaduna NUT boss is worried about the ongoing teachers screening exercise in the state, and he warns against the sack of any teacher.
If you say verb, it means voice. So you have
in Bauchi State, we visit one of the oldest primary and secondary schools located at the heart of the state capital. Pupils are used to sitting on the floor to learn, while the teachers use students' desks in their very poor staff room.
With the way the teachers are complaining, I don't think they can impact something good to the students.
The same issue of poor welfare comes up in the southwest. In Osun State, teachers also mention the issue of insecurity and half salary payment as the major challenges facing the teaching profession.
I want to tell you that 17 states in Nigeria have not been able to pay our teachers.
Excitement rents the air in Ogun State as Governor Ibikule Amosun announces the immediate payment of teachers' leave bonuses to mark the 2017 World Teachers' Day celebration. In the South-South, teachers in Edo State appealed to the state government to implement the 25,000 naira minimum wage amongst other demands. The celebration is low-keyed in Akwa Ibom State as teachers demand the payment of their arrears or their leave grants and other outstanding entitlements to primary school teachers in the state.
Well, that's all from Abuja. It's back to you, Ladi, in Lagos.
Thank you very much, Malpa. Erosion and flooding in the south-south and southeast regions of the country remain a major concern for state governments and residents. In many communities, such natural disasters have affected livelihoods and destroyed infrastructure, as is the case in Okpanam in Delta State and Ogbaru local government area of Anambra State. Our big story tonight highlights the effects of coastal erosion and flooding on community dwellers in these areas.
The difference. Nothing tastes like my Indomie.
Flooding and coastal erosion has troubled the people of Oguipele in Ogbaru local government area, Anambra State. Residents count their losses of houses swept away, and transportation has become a Herculean task. For the traditional ruler of Asomala, the communities along the Niger are facing extinction.
We have lost nearly half a mile when you see the river Niger flowing. Half a mile to western borders. That is Delta. Yes. A lot of houses, buildings upstairs have been eroded and put into the river Niger.
The Commissioner for Railroad and Water Transport appeals to the federal government to release funds through NUMAP to assist the affected communities.
We are calling on the federal government to please assist Anambra State in the riverine areas to look into the coastal erosion problems, because coastal erosion is worse than ordinary erosion, because it could take in a whole community into the waters. And you know what it means when communities perish into water. Ecological funds should be given to states where these problems are existing. It will help a lot.
The town called Okpanam in Delta State is no worse for wear, as the community, which shares its boundaries with Asaba and boasts of a population of nearly 70,000 people, is in danger of being swept away by flood and erosion. Business owners, in order to keep their doors open, are seen making efforts to contain the devastating impact of the erosion.
We've been suffering erosion here. We've been trying to work this our entrance, as the government cannot do anything over it.
We all stay here. People are staying in this area, especially this place, as somebody staying here. But as it is right now, the person is not being able to access his own house. And there are other persons that are still supposed to be staying there. But because of the erosion, they all moved out of the area, even this area too. So it's not being fair.
The state government is undertaking a proper analysis of existing drains and fixing them as one of the measures to protect the people.
We're also very much interested in, as soon as our revenue sources improve, to embark on this storm drainage, which is going to be quite wide and quite large to be able to accommodate large volume of water. And what we have also done is the clearing of the existing drainage, and you saw that when that happened, and to a very large extent it assisted in reducing the effect of the flood water coming from the Okpanam axis.
Proper planning by the relevant ministries will in no small way reduce the impact. But in the short term, federal assistance is required for immediate relief because of the scale of the damage, a burden the state governments may find too heavy to bear alone.
Taste is the difference. Nothing tastes like my Indomie.
And that is tonight's big story. From where we're moving on to the business news of the day, here is Emana Amawe.
Hello and welcome to Business News. President Muhammadu Buhari has appointed Mrs. Aisha Ahmed as a deputy governor at the central bank. Mrs. Ahmed is a seasoned banker with nearly 2 decades experience at former Nile Bank, Diamond Bank, Stanbic IBTC and Zenith Bank. She is expected to resume immediately her appointment is confirmed by the Senate. Mrs. Ahmed replaces Dr. Sarah Alade, who retired as CBN's Deputy Governor on Economic Policy earlier in March after 23 years of service. 4 other individuals have also been appointed into Central Bank's Monetary Policy Committee team, bringing the total number of members to 12. The 4 new additions to the MPC board are Professor Adeola Festus Adenikinju, Dr. Aliyu Rafindadi Sanusi, Dr. Robert Chikwendu Asogwa, and Dr. Ashik Maidugu. And the federal government today released the proceeds of the 100 billion naira Sukuk bond to 25 key economic road projects. The Minister of Finance, Mrs. Kemi Adeosun, handed over the fund to the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola. The Sukuk bond, which is the first of its kind for Nigeria, is expected to unlock infrastructure potentials of the country and deepen the financial market. The non-interest bond debuted last week for a tenure of 7 years and was oversubscribed to the tune of 105.87 billion naira. More gains trailed the local equities markets at the close of today's trading session, following solid sentiments in the major industrial goods and banking bellwethers. Chimezie Obiwagu has an overview and outlook for the market.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Dangote Cement was a major game changer in the equities market today after the company sent in notice of closed trading period to the exchange. The stock gained 5 naira, pushing the gains in the industrial sector up 2.80%. The overall market index went up 1.17%. Over 317 million shares were traded for 2.8 billion naira in 3,227 deals. Market breadth was quite positive. 31 stocks posted gains while 14 posted declines. Cadbury was the highest price decliner in terms of percentage, down 5%. Linkage Assurance, on the other hand, led the gainers, moving up by 8.70%. With more bargain hunting expected in tomorrow's transactions, traders only hope for a better Friday. And that was the Stock Market Report. I'm Chimezie Obiwagu.
In the meantime, U.S. markets set more record highs today, with the S&P 500 hitting its longest winning streak in 4 years, but it's cautious optimism for other leading global equities ahead of upcoming key economic data. And that's the business news tonight. I'm Emana Amawe. It's back to you, Ladi.